The title poem, Harmony Blossoms. The universe of existence between destiny and perfection is measured by numbers, like 1 plus 1 equals 2. This first combination of numbers produces a number that is not a number that can be produced by a number, multiplied by a number equal to the number that is multiplied, nor is this number that is the sum of 1 plus 1 a number that can be divided by a number into a number equal to the number that divided this number. The resultant inadequacy of numbers to equate to reality must be recompensated with poetry. A sip of beer. And now, from Chicken Little, the Journal of the Naked City Coffee House, Boston's most progressive poetry milieu. Another howl. I'll tell you why a queen chooses the poet laureate, because queens really are appointed by God, and queens can love their children like no democracy can. In Boston, a police officer can no longer smoke a cigarette in the privacy of his own home. Neither can a fireman, according to the new law, but then a fireman should know the hazards of smoking in bed. Tobacco was the only profitable export from the original 13 colonies from 1492 until 1776. Then something happened. It happened again, this time in France in 1789, and it is still happening today. It has worked its way completely through the core of the earth and out the other side to China. A police officer in Boston is crouching outside of the front door. There are more at the back door. He is preparing to break the door down. The lights are off, but the music is loud. Guns N' Roses, then Tracy Chapman singing about revolution. 'Cause I want the little babies to have a chance to survive. The police officer wonders, is everybody asleep? The police officer would like to have a cigarette, wait for the search warrant to arrive. But tomorrow might be his day for the random drug test. A police officer in Boston can no longer have a poppy seed bagel for breakfast. Poppy seeds register a false positive for cannabis on the drug test. Christopher Columbus stitched his sails with cannabis. The rope that held the anchor tossed from the Santa Maria was wound with cannabis. George Washington gave Thomas Jefferson the exclusive rights to sell cannabis to John Paul Jones. The police officer in Boston would like a little more time for a smoke before he yells, "I have not yet begun to fight." But in the tradition of the Minutemen, time is money. The war in Vietnam was lost. The war on poverty was lost. The war on drugs must be won at any cost.
Hallelujah, Georgie!
The police officer is holding a sawed-off shotgun. Such a powerful and deadly weapon is illegal for a citizen to own. All the sporting goods shops are sold out of Russian AK-47s. The police officer would like to be sure that this is the right address. The tip came from a reliable, manic depressive, paranoid, schizophrenic, homeless, alcoholic vagrant with multiple addictions, afflicted with AIDS, out on bail in lieu of bond, and facing 3 life sentences for kidnapping, child molesting, and sodomy. The police officer would like a little more time. His throat is dry. He would like a drink. The judge in Boston maintains that breathalyzer tests are invalid and cannot be used as evidence to prosecute a drunk judge driving his car down the wrong side of the street, up over the curb, across the sidewalk, into a neighbor's yard, and slamming into a swing set.
Yes.
The police officer would lose his job if he tested positive for drinking a Heineken. Is Anne Frank hiding behind her bed in Amsterdam? Elliot Ness was his hero. A Boston police officer is the front line of defense in the cradle of liberty against the main ingredient in birdseed. Discovery of 2 seeds wedged under the cushion of the divan in the pilot's cabin allows the police officer to confiscate a yacht he otherwise would never set foot on. Guilty of murder of innocent children, the beloved acting First Lady of our beloved First Actor President has clearly stated those caught in the possession of even the tiniest fraction of a gram support the traffickers of the poison that is killing the youth of our great nation and are thus equally guilty of the crime. The sentence is death by execution. The police officer raises his boot to kick the door in. The music has stopped. There's a baby crying. His children are crying. His wife is crying. Those arrested for his murder are set free because the district attorney could not produce the eyewitness undercover operative who actually made the buys with money donated by Coca-Cola to a special fund established for the police department to buy crack in small quantities from as many small-time street dealers as will take the cash, because to reveal the identity of the undercover agent known only by the code name Carlos would undermine the department's ability to stage more raids. Wasn't Carlos the name written on some money wrappers found at Watergate? America is crying. All our beautiful blue police officers are dying. You can dump bloody syringes and poison animal tranquilizer darts into Boston Harbor, but don't throw any tea overboard. A queen can love her children like no democracy can. Another howl. And finally, it is easier to run the world than to grow a bean. Fact, approximately 90% of all great scientists were born after the invention of the spark plug. Fiction, knowledge is power. Fact, over 95% of all great artists were dead and cold in their graves with their paintings collecting dust in drafty museums before Einstein published his theory of relativity. Fiction, truth is beauty. Fact, Over 99% of all great women doctors were educated after condom dispensing machines were installed in gas stations and other public facilities. Fiction, you are what you eat. Fact, nearly 100% of all great religious leaders were retired before the year 1. Fiction, poetry is dead. All right, we're here at Brandeis's graduation party, the official graduation party for the most hip graduating seniors in the history of Brandeis University. And now,